Self-Love, Self-Healing, a unique program that's specially designed for you to take care of your holistic health and total well-being. In short, heal yourself, love your life, now and forevermore.
Good morning, Malaysia. Once again, Dr. Avanish Shukla with you. Warm welcome to Durian Nation Self-Love, Self-Healing session. Today, topic is very useful for many of us, and there are certain numbers which we have seen among the reports which been shown in today's economic forum or health forum. The number which is increasing in diabetes, number of patients which are increasing in diabetes. So we thought to spread the information about prevention of diabetes and homeopathic relation with that. I'm very sure that many of us are aware of what is diabetes, and modern science time to time do produce lot of knowledge about diabetes. Let's start with that, what exactly diabetes and how come I am talking about diabetes. So let me once again introduce that I am homeopathic doctor. My name is Dr. Avanish Shukla. I'm practicing with Global Homeopathic Center in Subang Jaya. We are based in USD 11 last 12 years. Basic understanding that why I am talking about that, I'm also the student of PhD. I'm doing my doctorate and my topic is diabetes and homeopathy. So last 5 years we have contributed some of the information I would love to share with you all. So last 5 years what we are doing with my doctorate, and what are the things which I have researched on homeopathy and diabetes. One of the aspect is about homeopathic medicine named Gymnema sylvestra and its toxicity or the safety profile. So we went through the testings under the UKM, University Kebangsaan Malaysia, and we testified the medicine which we are using, Gymnema sylvestra, in homeopathic preparations. There's something called the mother tincture, something called crude form of Gymnema sylvestra, which has been prepared homeopathically, and we have done toxicity studies on rat model. And certain time period under the guidance of veterinary doctor, we have performed the study for 28 days, and it was very good result which we have seen. Even we have overdosed and we have found that 300 milligram per kg, even there is no toxicity found into the rats or any other organ damage. So this is one of the basic principles and research when we want to justify any medicine. So this is one point that what Gymnema sylvestra has done, and we found very positive result. Then second part is the efficacy of homeopathy. How does this Gymnema has worked, or how does we are talking that Gymnema can work on reducing the blood sugar level in body or in a human body. So there is another model where we have found how when we induce the diabetes into the animal model, and then we try to give our medicine, and then we compare with the modern medicine and also the homeopathic medicine. And with that study we also concluding that there are good sign of having the reduction into homeopathic into the blood sugar level by prescribing the Gymnema sylvestra. Another part also, many people ask that what exactly you have in Gymnema sylvestra. What is Gymnema sylvestra? My dear friend, this is just a simple medicinal plant, and through this medicinal plant we are preparing homeopathic mother tincture, and then we start prescribing, and we do have a dilutions 30 or 200 in homeopathy or even furthermore. So in this process I have used mother tincture, I have used 30 potency or 30 dilutions and 200 dilutions in different dose dependencies or different exploratory research. We have found how much we will give so that the subject can respond positively. It was very fascinating and very positive response while seeing the gymnema. Why we were doing this type of research? To justify, to quantify that the researches always fill the gap. The gap is what we prescribing, how much we prescribing, why we prescribing. So these things being supported by the journals now. Papers are on the publications, and slowly you will get the address for surfing on online also. So with this background, I try to talk you all today that how we can manage this disease, which is known as one of the leading disease in around the world. And if I say that every 10th person is getting diabetic, it is not to be hyperbolic. So that is where we found homeopathic medicines and their efficacy and their safety is well noted and well published. And there are many works, such type of work has been published in many of medicine journals, many of alternative medicine journals, and even in pharmacy journals. We have a good literature review where we can notify all these informations at a very deeper level. Not only the diabetes, but homeopathic medicines have proven the effects on their complications. Diabetic complications like retinopathy, like neuropathy, like certain types of kidney disorders, nephropathy, all those can be also managed if it is being diagnosed at early stage. So such type of cases been very well certified and proven or treated through homeopathy. And how we will also see that can prevent or control certain aspects of diabetes. So what basically diabetes in holistic healing, the one which is very, very common question every individual asks when they approach to any professional doctors or any alternative medicine doctor. The basic concern is that how do you people treat diabetes? What is your understanding about diabetes? Because we are seeing so many medicines we are taking, or even the injections or insulins we are taking, and yet to fail, yet to say that it is well controlled in many of the cases. So what exactly mean that holistic healing can cure the diabetes, or holistic healing can stop further development of diabetes in any other human being, or what type of treatment do you all give? So what exactly the meaning of diabetes in holistic healing? Simple thing. Diabetes is not a disease which is developed from the organ. That is, we agree as a holistic healers. It is not a disease which is developed just at pancreatic cells. It is not a disease which is just coming from certain molecular activities or certain endocrine system based problem. Then what exactly it is? There is something behind that. There is something called your own psychosomatic persona, meaning to say that you have certain degree of psychological symptomatology, and that is manifesting the physical conditions or the physical symptoms. So that's how it becomes the psychosomatic disorder. So in all holistic healings, we believe that diabetes is a psychosomatic disorder. It is not merely organ-based. Very few cases where we have seen that it may happen just because of certain side effects. Otherwise it is. So further we will discuss more about it during the prevention and control part of it, and I will let you know many details of it. Then the another question comes that how diabetes is being defined in modern science. Well, very simple. Causation or the etiology of diabetes is unknown, but it happened due to the endocrine system, where in pancreas is secreted the insulin. When the insulin supply is lesser, we find that your excessive sugar cannot be converted, and that's how it will be found in your blood levels, and blood shows that the sugar levels are high, and that is where we will diagnose you as a diabetic patient. So it's very simple concept that somehow your sugar is high in your blood levels, and that is called the diabetes. Well, there are many times people ask that what are the percentage of healing diabetes through holistic way, or if I talk about my way like homeopathy, how does homeopathic medicines handle, what do you all do, and what are the chances? Anytime when patient approach or our people talk about it, they will tell, so out of 10 how many patients are cured, or if not cured, how many are being managed or been healed or been controlled well. So simple thing, every individual has a different approach. So if I am seeing the 100 cases of diabetes, all 100 cases will be totally different. Seldomly we get a similarity of two patients alike. Most of the time you find each individual has a different psychological or a life index or the life space where he has developed slowly this particular type of stress on the pancreas or the pancreatic cells, and finally he got into the diabetes. All right. So just for an example, a person in his early 40s started his career advancement, and in his career advancements he went for further education. He started doing his masters because it was a requirement for him to sustain in his job. I am giving you that today's scenario in Malaysia. And of course, when he started studying, there is a time, there is a finance, there is a many other stress which he has to take care. If he is married, definitely he has to take care of family, children's, all. So when he is growing in this platform, so much of stress he is taking in. Where these all stress goes? Do we have any answer for that? No, right? Okay, so this is one thing happened. People say that, oh, this is common, we all are having such type of problem, and we have to stretch when we want to grow. That's a science, that's a principle. But a positive stress will make you balanced growth, towards the balanced growth. But if a negative stress you are generating, which is capable enough to develop the disease in our body, and before it developed to the body, it has been started into your brain, into your psycho level, into your mental level. So when you are taking all this stress and you do not have any other ways to let it out the stress, you are getting your certain genetic impressions in problem. So if you have a weak genes from the parents or the forefathers, definitely that is going to disturb due to this particular excessive stress levels, right? So this is a very practical scenario I am giving you in one example, that person. So when he reached 245, one fine day he found that he is having the high sugar level. Doctors put him on 6 months for observation that you are on borderline diabetes, and after 6 months we see, and because the stress level was constantly developing and developing and developing, it never went down, and he been diagnosed as diabetic at the age of 46. Since 46 till now, he came to me after 10 years, he is now 56, he is constantly taking the many other types of medications from hospital, and those medicines also been increased day by day, year by year, month by month. So where is the control? Where is the management of diabetes? And he is getting many other types of complications, many other types of problems, which he also noticed since he got into the diabetes. So whether you are stressed or whether you are not stressed, this is all depending on the individual health, that how he is reacting when he was compressed or on that particular time frame. So this particular case where the patient was almost 4 years completing his education, doing his routine jobs, plus is taking care of all the family and stress, everything, and one fine day. So disease is not happen overnight. It's the whole 4 year of the tenure where he slowly developed the disease. And then one fine morning when he is just doing his blood test, he come across the high blood sugar levels. And then the doctor started giving the medicine. And then after that, the stress level has not reduced. Even till today, his stress level has not been managed. Why? Because there was no medicine given for stress. And in fact, there is no medicine for stress. So, what is this all about then? This is a constitution of a person who wants to be in stress when he perform a bit of extra activities, right? And that is how he has developed, and it is still increasing. So we need to change, or we need to try to cover up that portion, that type of constitution, how we manage it, and that's where the homeopathy work. So remember, I told that homeopathic medicines, every individual having different homeopathic medicines. When the diabetes patients comes, it's not a pet prescription that you just take a metformin or glucophage or so many other drugs are. It is completely different, because each person having a different background. There are many other scenarios. Somebody started doing some business got failed. After then, he's struggling to overcome with the financial obligations and many other liabilities. And finally, after 5 years, we found he again having the diabetes problem. And then he said, oh yeah, whether my mother was having at the 70 years of age, so I may be also expecting it to be happen. My dear friends, this is not necessary. Every individual has enough to heal, and also enough to create the disease, right? So this is all created by our mental thought. So I will recommend that this particular type of medicine, or the homeopathy or the holistic medicines, these having the effect, if you are right way taking, if you are going for the full plan, and do give the time, because these are not something that you can finish in 1 month or 2 months, or maybe even a few weeks only. Your body need to adjust with that, because there is no drug which can just modify the disease. This is something working on your immune cells. Immune cells will take time when naturally you are trying to heal it. So definitely, if I would say that 60 to 70% cases get the very positive result when we treat the diabetic cases through homeopathy, it is not hyperbolic. Many times we also come across that people want to get prevention. Maybe the forefathers are having, or father or mother is having the diabetes, so they want to prevent. Yes, you can prevent, but again, it is not merely the food, it is also your psychology. So do take care of your psychosomatic way of healing, not the prevention only. Oh, I don't take rice, I don't take sweet, I don't take sweet coffee, sweet tea. No, my dear. But then people say, doctor, I stopped 10 years, but now again I got diabetes. How come? So culprit is not your sweet, culprit is somewhere before that, and which is your mind, your psychology. So do stress about it, how and what we can think, how we can be a more positive and more balanced thinker rather than imbalanced thinker. It can be anything. It can be our desire, it can be our anger, it can be our frustrations, it can be our losses. How we react to that, that will decide how much we can get better into our physical persona or physical body. So that is very important towards the prevention who are looking forward. How do we prevent the diabetes? Apart from your food habits, apart from your exercise, apart from your routines. And there are also certain precautions people ask time to time, that people who are already suffering with diabetes, how they can get what are the precautions they can take, so then they will be better. Number one precaution, that you do your routine check. Blood test is very important. Your HbA1c, that's supposed to be under control. If it is below 7.5 is very good. If you are reaching to below 6, I think you can stop your medication. So target should be always that how can our HbA1c go below 6. But it's still okay if you are just controlling, depending on how much stress you are taking in a day, right? Another thing is that what is your lifestyle, daily lifestyle? If you are still going on with the same routines and you are just keep increasing your dose of medications, believe me, it is just towards the more worse scenario. And how long you can force this, God knows only. Because with the force, we will never get rid of this disease. This disease required the compassion and love. This disease required the understanding about your own self. What went wrong? So we have developed such type of cells or such type of deficiency into the body. And then only you find the medicine which you are taking from the hospital also, Ubath hospital, that also start working. I mean, I won't say that Ubath hospital is not working. There are many good cases which have been reduced the medicine and they are completely off the medicine. So why it happened? Because those people are taking certain steps towards the precautions, right? Of course, your daily routines like your walking or your exercise, this must be daily there, at least 3 to 4 times a week. Or if you do daily, it's perfectly fine. You must sweat it out. Enough sweat in your gym or in your garden, that is very important. Minimum 20 to 30 minute walk, which is very important. Then what we eat. Eating habits, as much antioxidants you will take, like your green vegetables, which are capable enough to manage your excessive overload or toxicity of your body, and it can definitely detox your body. On top of that, do think about meditations. Do think about how you can be at least half an hour for yourself and for your own hobbies. For yourself means that something that you really like to do in your life and you never have time. And you always say, if I get time, I'll do that. It is the time now. Why the disease is developing? Because we are unhappy. We are unhappy, more bitterness comes into the mind and it manifests the sweetness in your body. So once we start developing our happiness back, there is no bitterness inside and there is no excessive sweetness required in your body. This is what the metaphysics says. The more the bitterness, the more the diabetes sugar level is high. Right? So these are the few things which I would like to say that it works holistically and try to control and try to manage with these precautions. Many people do ask me, sir, that is there any tips for the prevention and control? So number one thing, revamp your lifestyle. Take an action if you have not taken yet. No matter you are young or you are old, if you have to get rid of that things, you have to be a bit aggressive, taking the action, move, turn around 360 degree in your lifestyle. Without that, believe me, if you are going to depend on the insulin, depending on homeopathy, depending on Ubath hospital or medicines, or depending on any other alternative medicines, these all are just a type of a corrective measures. It will not sustain unless until you decide that I want to get rid of this problem. And when person wants to get it off, definitely you need to perform something. And that performance is nothing but to change your routine habits. If you are getting late in the mornings, try to buckle up yourself to give proper rest to yourself, but maintain your routines in morning. If you are sleeping very late, try to change that habit. If you are eating very late, try to change that. If you are not doing exercise, try to change that. These all aspects are your self-regulatory aspect. You can't depend on these activities that somebody will do, then I will do. No. This is the self-motivation one has to install if he really wants to get rid of such type of disorders. It is very true that diabetes, the high blood pressure, the cholesterol, these are not the disease. These are not the disease. These all are born by our lifestyle, and that's why it's called as lifestyle disease. So it is nothing. It's just that we need to focus ourselves towards the health, not the disease. You focus on disease, believe me, people are around you with keep taking the medicine and still they will go on with the medications till the last breath. Right? So I believe that these informations about diabetes will help many of our audience, and for further details you can also obtain on our website www.lovelifehomeopathy.com, and also you can tag on our Facebook as well. So we will again back with another good topic and more information about it. Thank you very much for listening me. We will be back again. Thank you.